This is Jennifer Vanderbeek, Imagine Artist in Residence, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how I transformed this decorative glass block into a winter window scene. The inspiration for this was the image transfer technique that uses a clear medium to transfer a printed image onto something it's not printed onto. However, the way I approached it, it's not really that. But if you're familiar with that, then some of this is going to look fairly common. So what I started with was some collage elements from magazines. Holiday magazines are great for this because you can find some really cool scenic imagery. You can also use clip art that you print out on your laser printer or have photocopied. Those are supposed to work best for the image transfer side of things. But since I wasn't really doing an image transfer full on, it didn't matter that my images were from magazine cutouts. Basically, I pulled what I needed, and I am using the shimmer creative medium as my adhesive here, and I am working in layers, whereas with collage, I would just go ahead and put everything down. Because I kind of want to rough up and distress the images in the background a little bit, I am doing one layer at a time. So even though they're overlapping, I'm going one at a time. And I'm using a combination of my finger dipped in water as well as a wet wipe to kind of help distress and pull off some of the backing of those magazine cutout images. And as I am distressing each individual layers, there's some, holes that are being created. And that's okay because as I go on, I'm going to fill those gaps with different things. Now, once I have all of my images more or less in place, and I've done as much distressing as I'm going to do, then I'm going to paint on another coat of the shimmer creative medium so that everything will have this nice glittery, sparkly look to it when I do the next step. And I'm going to let that dry. There's a lot of drying time involved in this project. You can use your heat tool to speed it up a bit, but sometimes you just have to wait. Once the background is all dry, I'm going to take some Cobalt blue acrylic paint and I'm going to paint a couple layers over the back. And this is just to kind of fill in any gaps that there might have been in the background image. It helps bring everything together and make it a little bit more cohesive. Now on the front, I used some burnt umber acrylic paint to create a simple window pane effect. I masked it off with washi tape and gave it a couple of coats. And then once the second coat was on there, I went ahead and took off the tape, made any, little corrections if there was any little bobbles. And now I'm going to go in with a stipple brush and StazOn Opaque cotton white. And I am going to pounce on, being very careful not to get it onto the window pane, I'm going to pounce on a snowy effect. So it looks like that classic look of the snow collecting in the muntins of a window. That's what those little cross things are called, muntins. And once that's done, and it dries pretty much immediately, you can see that it looks like you're looking out a window into this idyllic little scene you've created. You can add a string of LED lights around the outside. These glass blocks I found at the hardware store and they're pre-drilled. So you could create a little scene inside as well to add a little bit more dimension. I also spritzed some Irresistible in wedding dress onto both the front and back to kind of create a little bit more of a falling snow effect. And I really think that even just a few little drips and drabs here and there worked really well for that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, for more tips and inspiration, please point your browsers to imaginecrafts.com.